going to edit this little calf, and I really don't have any idea what I'm going to do yet. So you're along for the ride, along for the journey with me. So right now I've got the crop tool on, and that's generally what I do first so that I'm not editing stuff that I end up cropping out. But in this case, I don't know. I don't know if a different crop is going to make it much better. I can't really get him on the rule of thirds or anything like that. So I could put him right in the middle. I might do that just to make it all about him, because if I come over here, there's not really any reason to have all of this over here. Other than if we wanted to make it, if we thought he was walking that direction, then it's good to give him some space. But he's kind of just standing there. So I'm going to go, I think I'm going to go right here. Yeah. So then as I look at it, I'm going to hit that crop tool again. I'm going to bring it in a little bit more. Putting that line right on his eye. I don't know why. I just think it's going to be better. And it is. I like it better. Okay. We don't need this cow back here, or this longhorn, because it's distracting. So I have to think about, how am I going to get rid of it? Not sure yet. The easiest thing probably is to do generative fill or content aware fill. I don't think content aware fill is going to work really well in this case, because it's going to look at all of this information over here, and it's probably going to not be great. Let's try generative fill. I don't know. I kind of want to show you content fill too, because so you can see what I'm talking about. Content aware fill. Okay. Oh, well, okay. It's doing a pretty good job. Make a liar out of me. Oh my gosh, look at that. Well, it's getting better and better. All right. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, what I'm not happy with is these lines back here. Earlier when I pulled this up, like, it was kind of small, and I thought it was writing behind it, a few sentences of writing. So I know that can be distracting. So we're gonna get rid of that somehow. Just not sure how yet. I would have loved for this horizon line to be a little bit higher, or even a little bit lower, but it would have had to have been pretty low, so that it didn't cut through his head or cut across his neck, making it look like his head's getting cut off. If it had been higher, that would have been good, but I don't know, probably the position I was in when I took the picture, I didn't have that option. Or maybe I just forgot. I don't know. Okay, so I think we're going to fill that in with sky. We could make it higher, but I don't know if I want to go to that much trouble, which sounds lazy, and I don't like to be lazy, so we'll see. All right, we're going to flatten that image so that I only have this one layer to work with. And I'm just going to see. I haven't done a lot of generative fill. Let me come over here and get this square marquee tool. So I'm just going to see how good it really is. And I'm going to come down here this far, and I'm going to, I'm going to right click, and I'm going to say generative fill. I'm going to tell it to replace the sky with, I'm just going to say a sky that has clouds. And I'm hoping it's going to automatically get rid of the stuff back here, but let's see. Hurry up. Oh gosh. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I was like, what else they get? Oh my gosh. It replaced his head. And part of his body. Wow. Oh gosh. Um, okay. So I like the sky. I think I like that sky better. I like that sky. I'm just looking at the sky right now. And I'm trying to see what matches, like with the lighting and the grass and stuff. I promise I'll make up my mind here in a minute. Oh, wait. So this guy is the same as this guy. Okay. Wait, what's happening? I guess. Okay. That sky is interesting, but I don't think it matches our guy's little face. So I think our guy's little face, if we can remember what it looks like, matches this, like, this, I don't know, whimsical sky better. And that one looks a little moody. So I like this one. We're just going to keep this one for right now. And we're going to come back over here to layers. Luckily, it's just a layer on top of it, so we don't have to keep everything we see here. How do I want to do this? I'm going to paint. Oops. I'm going to paint out. I just hit B to get my brush tool because I'm all about shortcuts. And I'm going to brush him back in like that for now. And so, okay, we want his whole body back in. And now we're just looking to see if we like the sky with clouds better. If I take it off, you know what I think it does? I think it takes away from his face. It's just too many different like highlights to shadows. Too much contrast up here that's taking away from the contrast on his face. So I'm getting rid of it. Don't like it. All right, so now back to how do we get rid of this back here? Here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to duplicate this layer twice. Then I'm going to hide the top layer. Then I'm going to go down to the bottom layer. And I'm going to move it down so that the sky is about where that fence was. Now I'm going to come back up here. I'm going to turn this on. But now when I erase that, I should have some sky behind it. I'm going to use a mask because I don't ever really erase. Erasing is bad because you can't get that back. But we can use a mask and we can paint it out. And to paint it out, we need to make sure that our color down here on our toolbar is on black. And we want our brush to be at 100%. And then we'll come here. So now see, this is what I'm talking about. If I was using erase, it would be bad because look, I went into his head. So I can just hit X to get it to the white and I can paint it back in. See, there he is. He's back. But I'm going to have to obviously get in here and get nitty gritty with this. And the sky's a different color. I know. It's okay. We're going to fix it. Oops. Hit X to get back to there. Okay. Okay. Come over here. Come over here. And then X again because I lost a little bit of his horn. I'm gonna hit the left bracket key to make my brush smaller, so I don't have to go all the way up here. And I don't even remember where you make your brush smaller. I don't know. I guess you pull it out and no, I don't. Oh, up here. Here's where you normally would make your brush smaller. No, right here. Okay, but you can also just hit like. Oh no, you can't. Okay, never mind. All right. I'm not. That's all I'm going to do for a second. Well, I think I'll come over here and do a little bit more. Okay, and then because I just want to see what it's going to look like. I don't want to do a whole bunch if it's not working. Obviously, the reason it's not working is because the colors are different, but we can fix that a couple of different ways. We can use this guy, this layer, and we can move it. Oh no, we can't move it up anymore because it's still, because then we get our fence and the rest of it was dark. Okay, so that's okay. We're just going to do Control L for our levels and brighten it up a little bit until we think it matches. And I think it matches just like that. Yay! Okay. I'm going to continue on. Here we go. I might have to speed up some of this video later because you might be bored now. I know that's a problem up there. Don't panic. We will fix it. Okay. Oh, all right. So I'm going to hit X, paint that back in, paint this one back in. All right, and what about that one? Yeah, well, almost. Make it smaller. X, and there. Okay, so now it's like, it's pretty good. I will make it look perfect. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm just seeing what we got. Oh, look, he looks so much better already. We have less distracting things in the background. And remember, it's all about making your main subject get the most attention. So I'm just going to flatten this. I don't like getting too many layers going. I know I don't want to have to, I won't have to come back to any of these other layers, so I'm fine with getting rid of them. I'm going to flatten it, and now I'm going to do, I think I'm going to use the J, the patch tool, which is J, that's the shortcut. I'm going to do this, drag it over here, and then it kind of fixes it for me. Did it fix it? You probably can't see what I'm doing. I should probably zoom in. Yeah, it is fixing it. So now that I'm zoomed in, maybe you can see better what I'm talking about. So I use that patch tool. I hit J, but it went right to the healing brush. So I'm just going to use, I have to pull it down here to the patch tool. And I'm going to do that and pull it up here like this. And see, did you see how that line went away? It was awesome. All right, just a second. Hold on. My hubby just walked in and he thinks I'm crazy because he's wondering who I'm talking to. Hello, hubby.
No, I don't think you're crazy. I'm used to this.
Okay, and I wonder if I should pause the video and then I can piece them together. That's what I'll do. So I'm noticing here, not such a great job. And I said, I wouldn't need those layers, and I kind of don't, but would have been easier with the layers. So to fix this, I'm going to hit S for the clone tool. Don't ask me why it's S, but anyway, I'm going to click Alt and click on this part, which it'll then copy it to here. There's always several ways to do any one thing in Photoshop, but you kind of get used to what's going to work and what's not, even though that generative fill threw me. Okay, so that works pretty good. Also, we're not going to be able to tell when we zoom out. We're never going to see that, but look what we can see. I can see all of this. And I'm going to keep it zoomed out so that I can see what I need to fix. That was too much, but we'll just do it anyway. Now I am doing content aware fill. And I'm just going to hit enter. I don't like that new thing that it does where it shows me that. It's kind of bug. See, it gave me a whole new layer. I don't like that. I like the way it used to do it. So Photoshop, if you're listening. Anyway, all right, I flattened that again. Okay, it's looking pretty somewhat decent. If your screen is dirty, it'll throw you. Mine's kind of dirty, but I guess you can't really see that. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. This is a little... yeah. I don't know. Let me see. I think I'm just going to fix it right here and do the content aware fill again, even though I don't like that. Layer flatten. Sometimes I'll set up a shortcut key for flatten because you can see here it doesn't have one. I haven't done it in a long time. Also, I highly recommend you have a pen, like a Wacom pen to edit with. I don't have it. I'm actually doing this with just my fingers on the little pad on my MacBook, and it makes it a lot harder. I don't like this dark spot over here. So again, I'm going to do generative fill. Say okay. I don't know what just happened. I think I hit the wrong thing. Oh, because I did I don't know. Okay, I'm doing content aware fill. Okay, enter. I don't like that. That did not. That made it worse. So I think actually what I'm going to do now instead is feather this right here, feather by about 20. So it's nice and feathered, and then I'm going to do Command L to get my levels, and I'm going to start in the middle and bring that up a little bit. It's not working like I thought it would, probably because I have my selection too far out, and I'm spending too much time on this. I don't like spending that much time on something, but okay, I'm going to try it again. Feather stayed on 20, Command L. Yeah, I don't love it. I'm gonna try that patch thing again. Oh, it stayed on the patch, good. I hit J to get that. Okay, that did better, and I'm gonna do it right here too. Okay, and I know some of you watching might be like, oh, why didn't you just do this? I would have done this, and you might be right. Or maybe I just forgot about whatever that thing is. Okay, so we're going to call that good for now, and we're going to see what else we need to do for our little guy here. All right, what do I want to do? He's so cute. For one thing, I probably want to make some of this behind him not as bright. So let's take that layer. Let's put in this case, instead of doing Control L, I am going to put a levels layer on top, so you can see it's on top, and I'm going to mess with it that way, so that way I can paint it in or out where I want it, in or out. Okay, so I'm going to darken that down. And something to always think about or notice is when you bring the levels down, it also makes everything more saturated. And sometimes that's good, and sometimes it's bad, and you don't want that. So then you can do another layer and desaturate it a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to paint him back through, or I guess paint out what we did, especially around his face, because his face is the main subject, and we want it to really stand out because he's so cute. And then I'm going to do this so there's not just like face and then nothing. I'm going to, I was sitting there thinking, I edited this before, but it was the picture of him with his dad. Anyway, so I'm going to paint some of this out too, but not at 100%. I'm going to hit 5, which automatically brought the opacity down to 50%. And I'm going to do that so it looks a little more natural. Okay, I'm going to just do a little spot right there too. All right. Now, if we take, I always like to see what it looked like before and after to see if I'm on the right track. So if I take the eyeball out or off, yes, I think we're on the right track. Hold on. I mean, it definitely stands out more, but it looks a little unnatural. Sometimes I think, well, that's just because I'm comparing it to the other. And you may like this better, and that's fine. I mean, that's the thing, is you want to just find your own personal style and your own voice in your editing. I tend to like darker, moodier, more saturated colors. So I'm going to, it's just a little too much for me, so I'm going to bring it down a little bit. I do like it. It does make me think I can go up a little bit on this levels one though. Also, this would be going a lot faster if I wasn't explaining everything, so don't feel like I spend just a ton of time on this. And sorry, my dog's stomach is growling. I know, you're like, sure, it's your dog. Okay. Let's see, just for funsies, what happens if we put another hue and saturation layer on and we pick the reds and we bring them up, because I like to see because he's got red and I want to see if that makes him pop more. I mean, obviously it does, but it's just a little overkill. So this might be one of those deals where I'm only going up by like, okay, that's 19. I'm gonna go like 12, 13. All right, and then I just want to see what it looks like if I lighten it. Okay, that takes out the saturation, which would defeat the purpose. Oh, I thought it was only gonna mess with the red. I guess it is. Mo better. All right, now I'm gonna go back to where we were. And I'm a sucker for vignettes. I always love vignettes. I typically do them in Lightroom. They're a little bit harder in Photoshop, but we will do it anyway. And I'm gonna do it with, because you can't really, that I know of, there's not like a vignette, just a vignette mask or option, I don't think. Okay, so I'm going to do it with levels. I'm going to bring down to about there. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to paint it out of the middle. Hold on. Is it working? Yes, it is. Oh, we're at 50%. That's why. See up here, we're at 50%. So let me do 100. And yeah. I don't like vignettes to be real obvious, but they do just help your subject stand out a little more. So as an example, here it is without, here it is with. Again, you may like it without. I like it without too, but I like it with. Just keeping to my personal style, I guess. Okay, whatever. All right. Now I look at it and I go, is there anything else I can do? This right here is bothering me. It's standing out, and this too. Because again, we don't want anything taking away from this little guy. So, Shift, Command, Option E. I'm realizing this would have to be a YouTube video. It's very long. I don't have a YouTube account. I guess I need to make one. All right. I'm doing content aware. That didn't do anything good. Okay, fine. Let's do the patch tool again. I'm going to circle it. I'm going to drag it down here and say, hey, this is what I want it to look like. And it kind of just blended it. And then up here, I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm going to drag it adjacently. And that helped. So I'm going to save this as a PSD so that we keep all those layers in case we want to change it later. I'm going to call this, I don't know, brown and white calf. And I'm going to save it on my desktop for now. And then I'm going to flatten it and I'm going to save it as a JPEG, also on my desktop. And then what I really like to do is open up the original, because I like to compare. And I guess this was going to be yep, it's the original. Because I just always love to see what work we did. I don't know. I'm kind of liking some of this extra over here. That's unfortunate. Nothing I can do about that other than, actually I could say canvas size. Actually, let me do it this way. Crop. You can bring the crop out. Oh, not that far, not that far, not that far. Bring the crop out like there. Hit enter. Okay, and now I can come over here, hopefully by now you know what I'm doing. You've seen me do it a bunch. Okay, put on my mask, paint it out at 100%, please. Okay, oopsies. Okay, that's okay. Okay, I'm gonna flatten that. And I'm going to bring it in just a little bit. And I'm going to, where this line was, where it connected, I'm just gonna come down here. Oh, that I probably needed a little more than that. And I'm gonna do the content aware. So hit enter. I did a pretty good job. We do have a problem up here. I'm gonna use J. Oh, I gotta flatten it first. And I'm gonna come all the way over here. There we go. And we go here. And just because I don't like repeating lines, I'm going back to the right. And grab something from there. Oh, no. Okay, that's probably good enough. Okay, now I do like this better now that I did give him some more room. We're calling it good. Except for this right here. Also, yeah, I don't think I've ever edited anything or taken any picture that I thought was absolutely perfect. Everything, in my opinion, can be improved always. But sometimes done is better than perfect. Almost always done is, well, I guess since I never think it's perfect, then it's always true that done is better than perfect. And we're going to call this done. What is that? Is that a rock? Oh, it's a pile of dung. Do I want to fix it? I kind of do. Let me see what happens if I do it this way. I got the patch tool. I'm just going to trace it, which is really hard when I'm just using my finger. And I will move this over here. No, that's got a big old dark spot. We'll move it right here. And I will do layer via copy. Drag this over. And there, that fixed it. Yeah, now he doesn't look like he has a third foot for no reason. Okay, little cow, I think you're done. I hope somebody got something out of that.